Hello everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to my channel. Today, before we get into our review, I just want to remind you of the Classic Trick Remix that is going on for this month of April. It is Kwijibo that's happening over at the YoYo Expert Forum. If you need to know more about that, if you don't know anything at all, double check the link in the description. I'll have everything in there from the original video. So definitely check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you for all those who have entered, and if you're considering it, get on it. All right, today I'm going to be talking about the Peregrine, all right, bimetal yo-yo from YoYo Friends. All right, let's get right into it. So yeah, the Peregrine is meant to be nothing more than a performer. In fact, messaging back and forth between them, I believe they're calling this or considering this their sort of flagship yo-yo. They have a number of yo-yos out there and a couple different bimetal yo-yos as well. But this one, every single one of their team members actually contributed to, giving their input, the things that they wanted in as far as their specs and so on. The consensus seems to be that they wanted to create a yo-yo that was the most competition-friendly yo-yo they could make. And so the result is here, the Peregrine. Comes in a number of different colorways on this run, some solids, some fades as well. The design itself is 7068 aluminum with stainless steel rims on here. And very, very clean design as far as the lines are just, I mean, it's a straight V shape. There is no question about the shape at all. Very much straight to the point, nice and wide, but nothing over wide. Good size diameter. I mean, overall, very, very clean. The bowls on there are also very clean lines. It's going to be nice for finger spins as well. Very deliberate, like very straightforward design, but like everything about it is meant to be performing. So simple branding there. We have, they have a lot of birds, that's the Peregrine as well, right? And it's kind of this like stained glass kind of window, almost kind of look on it. Real nice, simple. That's just on one side. And then both sides of the stainless steel are also engraved with just their name on it, YoYo Friends. What's really kind of a nice little subtle detail on this one, at least, as it has kind of a, it's maybe hard to tell on camera, but it has a complementary color on the font there that kind of, it's a very similar shade to the actual body of the yo-yo. But yeah, very simple branding. Most of their yo-yos have a little bit of branding, either something like that or laser engraved or something like that, but nothing I feel over the top. Just enough to kind of give it some character and some simple, like, actual name branding. Like I said, very simple, straight to the point. 7068 is really a nice metal for this. It's going to be a denser metal, so you can really thin that out. And it is a lighter yo-yo. It's on the lighter side. It's really meant to be kind of in that sort of like nimble, zippy kind of go. You can really push this yo-yo. The rings wrap all the way around. They don't just go to the edge and stop. They're not just internal as well. So lots of metal here, and so you could assume, you can expect, and we'll talk more about this in the hand, that it's going to be very, very stable. Blast is really smooth on that. It should be really good for finger grinds as well, and it should be really well balanced for finger grinds and for finger spins as well. Yeah, overall, I think they hit the mark as far as the design, just kind of holding it in the hand. I've played it for a number of weeks now, so I can speak on that too, which we'll talk about more on the string section. But yeah, I mean, overall, very clean. I like the look of it. Straight to the point with an exclamation point at the end. All right, let's go ahead and play it and see how it plays on the string. All right, welcome back to the on the string section with the Peregrine from YoYo Friends. As I talked about in the hand, this is meant to be very much a just performer all around. Is it a performer? It is, really is. It doesn't just look like it. It doesn't just like kind of on paper, like, oh, okay, the specs are lighter, it's a bimetal. You just kind of make an assumption. But it plays really well. It plays really stable. It has really long spin times as well. As you'd expect for a V-shaped yo-yo that is meant to be competition focused, that gap is as wide as you can possibly get it. Rejections are really nice on that as well. Regens are okay. You can definitely tell how balanced it is. I do feel like most yo-yos that don't have any kind of high wall are not great for regens. You just don't have as much control there. And so it's just a little bit wobbly, but it's not impossible. But yeah, I mean, you can tell how balanced it is on a finger spin, and really nice in long spinning too. Yeah, you can pull off pretty much whatever you want as far as a finger grind, not finger spin, finger grind. Now, as far as finger spins are concerned, that works well too. You have plenty of space there. Tons of space there for more intricate finger spin tricks. Again, very much showing that this is a performer yo-yo, okay? For talon grinds, it works really well too. You just, because the stainless steel rims are wrapped all the way around, you just got to make sure that you're kind of got a nice hook, wide hook there. So like when you pick it up, you don't want to rub it against the actual stainless steel, okay? Because if you do, because it's not blasted, it's not going to be as smooth on you. So just, again, kind of getting used to the yo-yo, but you should have no problem. Bearing is very, very quiet. It's been quiet since I pulled it out of the box, and it's honestly very deceptive how long it's spinning. Horizontal play is going to be really, really capable for this yo-yo as well. So I've talked about on this channel a number of times, you know, sort of those comfort, everyday kind of carry, you know, laid back yo-yos compared to the more, you know, performance competition yo-yos. Most yo-yos fall into one of those categories. Some kind of try to cross the barrier there, but most fall into one or the other. This, of course, falls into the extreme of the performance, right? And so one of the things that's sometimes of a trade-off is with more, you know, comfort yo-yos, you tend to have more comfort designs that typically are something like organic yo-yos. So on a catch, an organic yo-yo is just going to feel a little bit better in the palm. And sometimes V-shaped yo-yos, you know, depending on the width of it maybe and the person's size of hand sometimes too, is that, you know, on a catch, it can sometimes kind of just be like, it hits that nerve, you know, and there's not always the most comfortable feel. So as far as the Peregrine is concerned, there are a few times I've had to kind of be just more deliberate with how I catch it so that I'm not kind of whacking it. So I'm trying to catch it with my thumb kind of in the middle gap and not on the outside, because sometimes I'll smack right here if I'm not careful, which is maybe just a habit that I've had, you know, holding some other different yo-yos that are, I tend to throw a lot of organic yo-yos whenever I'm not reviewing them. So I have to be a little bit different in how I catch a yo-yo like this, especially if I'm not kind of doing a trick, if I'm just binding and I have a full spin there, I have to be careful on how I catch it. Again, it's a trade-off. Yeah, so YoYo Friends is no stranger to making competition yo-yos or performance-based yo-yos. I'm fairly confident that all their previous knowledge and design had went into this yo-yo as well. And so it is it's a win for me. I can definitely see where they would consider this their flagship of yo-yos. If you've not checked out the Peregrine or YoYo Friends, I think this would be one of the top ones that I would pick from them as far as something that is going to be just something that is going to perform for everything you possibly could ever throw at it. So that's going to do it for my review of the Peregrine by YoYo Friends. Until the next one, which will be another YoYo Friends yo-yo. Later.